Alright, this is Calibos, and we are playing, gosh, I can't remember. Looks like this is, wow, I still can't remember. Project Ozone 3, that is what we are playing. So, I don't remember how much of this I've recorded. I hadn't really done a lot. I had basically been doing other things. So, at the moment we have water, we have, lava doing its lava things over here. Yeah, so we'll leave that. We've got a cobble gen. It's pretty nice, I guess. We have juice. So at this point, what I'm probably going to do is... look at the quest book. That seems like the best way to go. So we still need to kill an ancient golem. They need a larger spawn area than I have currently given them. Another option is to go to the hunting dimension. So let's look at the hunting dimension requirements. So looks like we just need some arrows and some oak wood, and we should be great. As far as arrows, let's find out how many we have. Because we should be getting those with skeletons, I'm guessing. Are we not getting them with skeletons? I don't know. So let's look at other things that we can do for the moment. Cobble gen, this just goes up and makes faster and faster cobble. We don't really need that right now. This is the end. We're clearly not ready. So looks like tinkers, they want us to make a full set of tinker stuff, which, you know, isn't a bad choice. Any patterns, and then it'll go into a smelter. We've got a sieve which we can do. Looks like if we make one sieve and one mesh, it'll give us a bunch of mesh and some more of the RAKs, which are the I forget what those are called. So let's kind of work our way through tinkers a little bit. We've got a little bit we can do. We definitely need a better weapon. I would like to get some looting off of stuff. So that is where we are at this moment. All right, we'll need some of that and some of that. Crafting table and a stick. Best crafting table ever. So I'm not sure how I want to proceed. I don't even know if I'm going to be sticking with this pack. So I guess we'll have to find out. Let's see what everybody says. Patterns. We need a crafting station. Okay, that's pretty easy. So most of you are probably familiar with tinkers. I'm not actually sure that there's very many people who are going to come to my videos without deliberately looking for something. That's right, I was going to shut that off. I just forgot. Alright, so we've got some blank patterns here. Like I said, I'm guessing that most of you are probably familiar with tinkers. You saw the basic setup as far as crafting any of the things. Tinkers. So first thing we did was you make a blank pattern. This is pretty much the heart of tinkers right here, is these patterns. We're we're out to make pieces of tools and then put them together into larger, more complex tools. As I said, I'm pretty solid that most people are familiar with it. So, crafting station, just make a crafting table and put it back in the crafting grid or a square and pull it out and boom, crafting station. So the benefit to this is it works just exactly like a regular crafting table with a few additions. So you craft in it like normal and it holds its inventory. So a regular crafting table, if you have a recipe in it and you close the window, everything pops out. With the crafting station, it stays there, and you can leave it there. So you can leave partially completed recipes in place and finish them at your leisure. Another benefit to the crafting station is it will work on adjacent inventory. So if I have a crafting station next to a chest, for example, and we'll make one and I'll show you. It shows us the inventory of the chest, and we have the ability to just pull stuff directly across. Now, it has a directional preference. So if I put it here, because this direction is, I forget which direction this is. I looked it up. This is facing west. West has a priority over east because people are, at least in English-speaking languages, they read left to right, and, west is basically left because everybody thinks north when they're facing. I don't know why. But that's pretty much how we look at stuff. So, directional preference, west. I can move this or leave it here. Don't really need it for anything. It also doesn't care. I could place it against that chest and stuff. If I wanted to, I could place it against the basic drawer. I don't actually know if it works on drawers. Let's find out. You'll notice that I have removed the... Nope, doesn't work for drawers. I have removed the texture pack. The head was kind of annoying to me. I don't know. So the next step for this, let's claim that. The next step for this is going to be the patterns themselves. So you'll notice a number of patterns here, and each corresponds to different parts of a tool. So the pickaxe head pattern, so we can use that to make the heads for pickaxes, shovels, axes, etc. So you probably have already noticed, if you don't exactly know what it is, on the top there are 5 tabs. So crafting station, tool station, part builder, pattern chest, stencil table. So what it is it makes this kind of like a multi-block, and you can pick which one of these you're using. And as long as any of them are adjacent to the pattern chest, they have access to it. So as I'm putting patterns into the chest, I switch over here and you see them in the chest. Now if I go to the part builder, I can actually select individual patterns and have it put it in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish making some of these. Probably don't need these, but what the heck not, right? Probably need one of those, probably need one of those, probably one of those, one of those. So what I'm doing is I'm getting preliminary pieces for all of the things that we're going to make later. Now, I have never in my life done tinker's bows, and I suppose this is as good a time as any to change that. So I'm going to do some research, and we're going to figure out how to get that working together. I'm sure some of you have probably already done it. So there's also a laser gun that you can make in Tinkers. I have never made that either, and perhaps I will do that. I also don't know what a sledgehammer pattern is, so we're going to do that too. Should be fun. So there's a lot of really cool stuff you can make in here. You can make a battle sign. You can make a basically a scythe that will harvest a large area at once. You can make a lumber axe, which will chop down, like, it will not quite vein mine trees, but it'll take down everything in the either a 3x3 area of wood, or if you start at the base of what Minecraft determines is a tree, it will cut the entire tree down. There's also some interesting combinations of tools. So if we go over to the tool station, you'll see that we have a crook. So this is kind of a, if you've done Ex Nihilo, a crook, you saw it in some of the previous previous episodes. So this is basically an add-on or a compatibility thing for Tinkers, which I think is pretty cool. And I'm guessing it's repairable. And you'll see it has different pieces here, and they each look like little rods. So I've never made one, but I'm guessing it's the tool rod. So if we were to go ahead to the part builder, go to the tool rod, and we were to do this and make 4, then we go to the tool station, we tell it that we want to build a crook, and there we go. And so you saw that it had tool rod written down here. So that's how we know what we needed. So if we take this, and you saw, let me put it back. So we did this, and if we really want to, we can name it. And then we pull it out, and the name sticks. And I am not going to use it on that tree, because that is our apple tree, and we need that for foods. Many foods. Come on, grow. All right, reasonably size. So normally when we make a crook and we use it up like that, it breaks and gets destroyed. Tinker's tools, when they run out of durability, they do not break. Well, the list is broken, but they can be repaired. I thought I got rid of that. Oh, that's annoying. And this is pretty cool because we can go over to this thing, switch to the tool station, chuck it in there, and repair it. And we can just keep using it. And you'll see that it has an XP score. So if we want to, it will level up and gain modifiers. So we can actually make it effectively enchanted inside Tinker's construct. So we can give it fortune and speed and, you know, extra durability. It already auto repairs. So if it's a little bit damaged and you're not doing anything with it, it will repair itself. It's not very fast, but it will repair itself. And that is specific to things that say ecological. So, and there, like I said, there are a number of tools that we can make. We can go over here, we'll make a pickaxe, because this is a stone pickaxe. It's probably going to break soon. So let's figure out what we want to make it out of. Another thing that we probably are going to be making is... Oh, did I just waste it? I'm hoping I didn't. We're going to go to the part builder, and we're going to make a sword. So we'll start with a wooden sword. We're going to need... So if we go over to the tool station and we go sword, we need a tool rod, a sword blade, and a wide guard. So we have a sword blade, we need a tool rod, and we need a wide guard. Did we not make one of those? So let's go to the pattern stencil table, make a wide guard, chuck it in there. And wide guard is there. Right, now we go to the tool station. We pick the sword itself. And we have the wooden broadsword. All right, so as you see, it has 0 XP. We're going to come over here and punch a couple things. Well, it's not technically punching. Oh my gosh, these guys are so angry. Come on, die. There we go. All right. So I'm going to finish these guys off because, you know, we do need to be continuing. You'll watch that the durability on this thing is not super high. Man, we still haven't got any arrows. I used to think that was cool, but now that I know that we need some, it's kind of a jerk thing for them to do. So if we look at our sword now has 142 out of 500 XP. It actually had 0 before. So we have leveled it up slightly. Let's chuck that in there. I think I had a juicer. But we've got MREs. That's terrible. All right. So juicer, pear juice, and peach juice. All right. So one of the cool things about this is, remember I was mentioning modifiers? So if we take, for example, a piece of lapis, and we come over here to the tool station, take our sword, and we put a piece of lapis on there. So now, if you'll look, it says down here, luck 1 out of 60. So it doesn't have it yet, but the minute I take this out, you can see the difference in designs. This has like a regular, wood thing, and then here the pommel stone is in fact lapis. So I'm going to pull this out, and now it is a lucky sword. So I have a slight chance of getting an improved chance of getting loot with it. So there's a cool thing about lucky weapons in Tinkers. I don't know if it's still the case. I guess we're about to find out. So let's kill a couple more things. So it used to be... Oh, that's a charge creeper. That's kind of dangerous. It used to be that if you used a lucky weapon, it would gradually become more lucky. Now, we probably haven't done this enough to see the difference yet. There we have. So remember, it was luck 1 before? Now it is luck 3. So it has already improved as far as quality. Let's put a bunch of these things in here. I have problems with my inventory getting super cluttered. I know. Alright. So, as we go, our sword's going to get luckier and luckier and luckier. So you remember that it... Here, I'll just show you. So you notice how it says 3 out of 60, right? So that would be lucky 1, luck 1. So once it gets to 60, if it ticks over, it becomes tier 2 lucky. So it would have a luck 2 effectively enchantment or ability on it. And that will be very nice because we have a higher chance of getting stuff on it. Sweet. So we've got a bunch of cool stuff now. Empty our inventory again because many things. So we're gonna chuck this over here. I think we've got the Yeah, there we go, RAK. So the RAK, I think I mentioned this before, it's been a little while. We can trade for loot chests here, better swords. I have no idea what that is, but it's got looting 3, sharpness 3, XP boost, you know, and smite 1. So it's a very, very cool thing. Looting 3, eventually our sword will get there. Sharpness 3, that we do that with nether quartz. I don't remember what XP boost is. Stuff like that. Also, it gives us extra health, and it's unbreakable, so that's pretty cool. So depending on how we choose to do this, so the RAK are random acts of kindness, that's what it's called. But we can trade for these. I'm not sure how much I care about these things. I mean, it looks like we can actually get up to the epic one if we really care. A couple more, we can get up to the super great one. I don't know. So one of the things that I wanted to do, Certus quartz dust. One of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to look into Corral, and at this point we've got a bit more of the graves dust. So we're going to have to get some more of this, but I think that we have enough for a simple gravestone. So let's go back into Corrals. And a simple grave. So we're going to need 3 dark marble and a skull. So 3 cooked stone. We can cook some stone here. Got some charcoal. Oh, I already had charcoal. All right, so we'll chuck in some stone, and we'll give that a second to work. Let's go ahead and toss our Friender Pearl in here. Those are kind of terrible, I think. So we get the grave dust by killing undead mobs. And that is specifically a flag that Minecraft has. It's not something that Corral added, as far as I'm aware. See, we're up to 5 already. That's cool. So the luck and the looting helps with that. All right. So we should now have... Let's keep the creeper skull for this. We've got pumpkin seeds finally. Did we not already have pumpkin seeds? Maybe we already had pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are cool. So many fascinating things you can do with them. And I remember we can't get into Botania, so that's going to be kind of an issue. Alright, so we have 7. So first things first, we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3. Can we make the better one? We can make a normal grave. Cross grave. So let's make a simple grave for now, because we're actually going to need a number of graves. Alright. So advancement made, knowledge of death. So where do we want to put this? Let's put it over here. So if we had an anvil, we could actually rename the grave. Let's see if I remember what our keys were for Krail. There we go, knowledge of death. So you'll notice that we now have 1 of 1. So we can actually pick a thing. And so now we have used our knowledge point, so we've leveled up a little bit in bone collecting. And we now have a a 10% chance to find special drops on the undead. So now as we kill undead things, and demon cows are not undead things, how much they might, you know, scream at us freakishly. I seem to recall, that is the sound for a ghast, basically, I think. But I seem to recall that the ghast sound is actually one of the original coders, like, his cat. They took a noise that his cat made and, like, digitally altered it. So, you know, just random weird stuff. So what I'd like to do is actually get a second grave going. They do actually have purpose, so it takes a little while, but eventually it's going to become inhabited. So when you start doing anything with corrales, there comes a point where you're going to, like, see, it kind of looks like ghostly Elvis. I don't know if it's supposed to look like something else, but to me it looks kind of like ghostly Elvis. Just kind of like they appear, and you know, you'll see them around. Oh, see, we feel more comfortable. So it's gone up a level, so now we can see that it has 4 modifiers where it used to have 2 because we used one. It requires a bit more to XP to level to the next level, so every level you go up, it's going to require more XP. Where are they going? Like, they just magically vanished. That's crazy. Okay, I do not know where they're going, but we have lots of stuff. So I am probably going to call it here because the timer just dinged a little bit ago. You all heard it. I'm not simply making this up. I'm hoping that when I come back that we will have a spirit in the grave for you guys to see, and it is quite easy to tell when you do have a spirit in there. They, looks kind of like a little swirly thing, I guess. But, yep, so, guess if you like the episode, leave a like. If you don't. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. When we get back, I'm going to try and continue more about corrales. I'm just going to farm some more grave dust, and we're just going to get a number of these graves going. Because they're basically our power source for the mod. So yeah, have a good night.